All right, what's going on? 3 o'clock chat here. We start with Major League Baseball. The Mariners crushed by the Brewers 10-2. They're now 5.5 back in the West. They open up a 4-game set against the Angels tomorrow in Los Angeles. Shohei Ohtani has tied the Dodgers mark with a home run in 5 straight games. Dodgers and Twins tied at 1. Bottom of the 7th at Dodger Stadium. From the NFL, the Cards' top pick, Walter Nolan's going to miss the start of camp with a strained calf. And Giants coach Brian Daboll says Russell Wilson is their starting quarterback. Rookie Jackson Dart will back him up. Coming up on Sunday, which is the 27th at 9 o'clock, right there on the Rose Quarter campus, it's Pup City, an awesome dog walk that's put on by the Portland Trailblazers. I will be there along with Puppy Shots. Blaze, the trail cat, will be there. You can sign up now. Just go to trailblazers.com. The Rip City Drive with Chad Doing coming at you right now.
The Rip City Drive with Dwight and Chad, presented by Lazy Boy. What is your strategy for comfort?
And Ozzy Osbourne.
All right, Chicago. I want to hear a real crazy crowd start singing with me. Are you ready? Are you ready? I can't hear you. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's go out to the border. Let's go out to the river. Take me in every nothing new. I don't remember what I have to do. And I've gone out of the garden. Putting me in 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Yeah, let's get some runs. Come on, don't mess around. Let's get some runs, guys.
Strap in. The Rip City Drive with Dwight and Chad starts now.
Yeah, it sucks. You get older, and then you start losing all of the entertainers that you grew up with. And I think Ozzy was 76 years old. You have to give him credit from the fact that he was able to last as long as he did. Like, when you can live as hard as Ozzy did, didn't he snort ants once? I think that's true. He lived a hard life, and yet he was able to continue on until 76. And a great contributor to the heavy metal genre, of course. Big show today. I'm happy to be back after a couple of days out of the office. Man, a lot of stuff going on. How about Dame? So bizarre to see him at a press conference at Moda Center back as a Trailblazer. I can't wait to work through a couple of the sound bites with you. And I'll explain my irrational take on Dame being back in a Trailblazer uniform. It's pretty awesome. You know, I'm listening to Dame, and I've heard his voice for so long over the years, a decade plus in Portland. His voice comforts me. It's the cadence, it's his voice, it's the tone, it's the calmness. He comforts me like a bedtime story. So I'm happy that Dame is back. It's really crazy. Like, if you would have told me that was going to happen 2 years ago when he was traded to Milwaukee, I would have been like, dude, let's bet now. Let's go big. You're crazy. And yet he is back. So coming up on the show today, Bill Oram from the Oregonian. He is the one, not Shams, who originally broke the story. So I want to find out how that process plays out. But more importantly, I want to ask him this question. And this is something I've been debating in my mind. And I'll ask you the same question right now. And you can call the show at 503 248 0620. If a team makes a move and it turns out to have no impact on the team, on the court, or on the field, so there's no real payback in terms of production with wins and losses, but it's a massive win on the business side and with PR and with the relationship with your fans. Is that a bad move? And I'm not saying the Dame is not going to produce basketball-wise, but if he does not, because he's coming off an Achilles tear, but yet it's a win in every other category, is that a good decision? So Bill Orum's going to join me coming up at 3:20. And then my man Brian Noe, Fox Sports Radio. He's down in Vegas. He's going to come on the show, and we're going to talk some ball. Football camps are almost upon us. We're almost in full swing with football, and I'm excited. And I have good reason to be excited because my team, the Denver Broncos, are going to be awesome this year. They are on the up and up. And with a solid quarterback on a rookie contract, they're in a position where they can not pay him anything for the next couple of years and be able to load up the rest of the team and make a run. And so I'm excited about that. Excited about Bo Nix. I like Bo Nix a lot. Young, sharp, great franchise guy to lead the team, good dude, and Sean Payton's a genius. Yeah, it does not suck to be a Denver Bronco fan right now. Richest owner in the game, a coach that knows exactly what he's doing, and a roster that's loaded up. The other part that excites me, Bo Nix has got all 5 guys coming back on the offensive line. We'll talk football with Brian Noe. At 4:20, Celeste Trapp is going to stop by to share dating tips. And I know that some of you guys might need that, might be curious. We'll go over that with Celeste coming up at 4:20. Now, you can always join the show on YouTube. Go to youtube.com / Rip City Radio 620. And we stream all of the local shows from the studio, so you can check that out. You can also listen on our free iHeartRadio app, and you can podcast the show right there. And you can jump on board at any time, 503-248-0620. And we're going to hear from Dame. There's a couple of clips I want to listen to with you. Yesterday, well, let's go back to Monday. Monday, I was out at Langdon Farms for the 5th annual We Play Open, supporting the We Play Foundation, which its main mission is to give access to sports for all children. It's put on by former Coug Alex Brink and former Duck Ryan DePaulo, who are both together at E4 Sports. Had a great time. The tournament was terrific. We did everything in our power to win, and we couldn't get over the hump. We came in with a 50. I think it was 21 under par, and I think we were tied or came in around 4, 5, or 6. But the groups that were there, I think the winning number was a 47. So the tournament was great, but the scary part was my good friend Alex Nelson, who was a part of our group, Kyle Nishida, who used to work here, my good buddy, and Scott Belt, all part of the team. But Alex, we went over to the range to warm up probably about 45 minutes before the tournament was getting underway. And all of a sudden he got a phone call. He's like, dude, I'm out. Leo's having a seizure. And he's got a very young son, I think around 2 years old, maybe a little less than that, 1.5 years, who's got some health issues, but was having a seizure. So he left. And I said, and he's one of those guys that's very calm and doesn't show a lot of emotion. He's like, hey, Leo's having a seizure. I got to go. Will you be back? Nope. And then that was that. He was out. So we rotated amongst the 3 of us to take Alex's shots. So got word that he was discharged from the hospital, and I think he's doing okay. So, we played for Alex, but Alex, I miss you, man, and I'm glad to hear that Leo is doing better. But it was a good tournament, good turnout. I know Alex and Ryan were very happy with the result, and that was the same night as the Dame press conference. So when I got home from the tournament, I was able to go back through and watch Dame. Really crazy to see him back in Portland. Really bizarre to see him and Chauncey and Joe having such a great relationship. And I think that's the part of the story that I'm most fascinated by. I like redemption stories. I've had falling outs with people before. Maybe you have. Most of us have. A family member or a close friend where there's a rift or you did something dumb and then there's a great divide. and you can go a period of time without talking to them, but you know deep inside that it's not right, there's something wrong, and you need to be the bigger person to reach out and break the ice and connect. And normally when you do, when you remove ego from it and you can make that effort and extend the olive branch, it usually works out really well. I like stories like that. So most fascinated by that. The way that Joe Cronin and Damian Lillard were able to, recreate, reestablish relationship and mend maybe some of the hard feelings that took place a couple of years ago when that trade went down. I requested a trade. I don't want to be traded now. We're going to trade you anyway. I still go back to this with Dame based on the people I've talked to. I don't think Dame ever wanted to leave Portland. I don't think Dame was ever dead set on being traded to a different team. I don't think it was his idea at all. I think the people around him, his close crew that he trusts for basketball takes, I think they were the ones who were all about him getting out of town. You need to be in a bigger market. You need to be in a place where you have a more legit chance to win a championship. They can't put the right players around you. You're bigger and better than Portland and what they have to offer. They start to fill your dome up with all of this stuff that's not necessarily true. And then, I've done this before too, where I'm uncomfortable with something on the inside, but I have people that talk me into things. But I know deep inside that's not what I want, or I don't think that's the right path, but you get talked into something. And I hate that when I give in, when I know, when you're younger, you get talked into things a little more easy. But as you get older and start to get some experience, there's certain situations where, after you assess it, you're like, no, that's not the right fit for me. That's not the right path for me. That's not the direction I need to go. I think Dame got talked into it, but never really wanted to go. And so for him to have the opportunity to come back, restore the relationship with the fans and the ones who were upset that he demanded the trade, he and Joe Cronin on the same page, that's a good story to me. I like that. I like it a lot. And then yesterday was kind of a personal day. And we got these different holidays, a spirit day, a personal day, and whatever. So I took a day off. I played my normal round of 18 holes in the morning with the two old guys, Dan and Glenn. And then I do it once a year with my coach, Nick, from Golf Tech. Nick Warren is a great dude. I love being around him, and, he's really helping me and has over time with my game. We do a playing lesson, and this one was out at the reserve. And then we go through and we play 9 holes, but he's taking video, and we're talking about different shots, different situations, and we work through it. And then when we're done, we sit down, and he reviews the lesson and records the audio. He'll save the video. The entire lesson will be placed into the app so I can pull it up for further review. But a playing lesson, if you're a golfer and you've never had a playing lesson with a coach, it's freaking awesome. And the weather was great. We did the front 9 on the North course out at the reserve. But I love Nick Warren. He's awesome, and that was a great time. So that's what I did yesterday, and now I'm back and I'm ready to rock and roll. Bill Oram, Oregonian, he broke the story on Dame. He's going to join us next, and I'll ask him if this move, and I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if it doesn't result into any wins on the basketball floor, but yet the fans and the connection with the community and the win for the business side of the team, is that a good move? We'll find out next. Bill Oram, you got the Rip City Drive with Chad doing. Brian Noe, Fox Sports Radio, talking football at 520.